Just kind of looking back at the last couple of games, what have you seen during those minutes with CJ and Dejounte out there together? Where have they kind of improved, and where do you want to see them improve more?
I think we're playing much faster. We're getting the ball across half court. Some positives there. We're getting into our actions pretty quickly. So seeing those guys do that, that's a huge improvement for us. We got to get off the ball a little bit more. Just in general as a team, offensively, it's got to be 0.5. We got to share it. That's an area that'll come. Guys are trying to find their rhythm together. But I like what I'm seeing so far defensively, sustaining our defense for 4 quarters. So we're doing it right now, 2 quarters, 2.5. We got to get to 4 quarters. So again, those guys they're going to find their rhythm, just collectively getting accustomed to playing off each other.
How are you feeling about B.I. and Herb's chances of playing tomorrow?
I'm hopeful. They had a good practice today, went through full practice, full contact, so we're hopeful. We'll see.
And both of them went through full practice?
Yeah, they did.
If you do get Herb back, how much does that help this team?
It's huge for our team. Herb he's one of our leaders. His ability to get on the floor defensively, put out fires, guard different lineups and matchups. Offensively, his ability to be able to attack the basket. He's accustomed to playing our style, so having more of a veteran presence on the floor will be helpful for us.
With the schedule that you guys have had, getting these 2 days off between games, how much does that benefit you in terms of getting out here and teaching them some things that they need to focus in on?
It was really good. We had a really good film session, detailed, right to the point, still encouraging them. They're seeing positives in what we're doing. They're seeing areas that we've gotten better. And there's some improvement areas. There's some areas that late game situations, defensively, we got to be better with our switches. We got to be better protecting the paint. I said it earlier, but offensively, just finding quality shots for each other and being able to take those shots with confidence.
And what does it say about this team that Herb gets his jersey retired and everybody shows up? And what does it say about him and the team, I guess?
It goes to their brotherhood and connectivity on and off the floor. It's something that we've been working on, instilling in this group and in this program, and I think that's big time. It shows who Herb is, how they feel about him, his character, and it shows the character in our locker room with the rest of our guys.
And Willie, you talked about the other day that this team just needs to find its confidence, right? And it shows up a lot in the shooting. What can you do to get like the guys? I know you talked about they need to get in rhythm like Trey, Dejounte, but what can you do to help them find that confidence?
Exactly. Being detailed in our film work, being detailed on the floor, helping them understand that their intentions are right. We're going out, we're trying to gain our confidence by being aggressive, but it's really our ability to share the ball. When we share the ball, we'll get open looks for each other. When we're cutting, we get up the floor faster. We're driving the ball, kicking it out. Now there's more energy. Those shots will be a little easier to make.
And we saw Zion doing a little jump roping over there. How's he looking in his progress in his return?
Getting better and better. He's progressing.
And I know you guys were really looking forward to the idea of playing small ball coming into the season. With Herb and B.I. coming back, is that something you guys might try to revisit, the thought of having all those guys out there together?
Yeah, all cards on the deck. So it's a possibility that we can go small, depending on matchups, depending on teams that we play. At the end of games, it's definitely a possibility that we can get to some of those groups and try to take advantage of our ability to score, get stops, guard multiple matchups.
Do you think with the emergence of Yves, you think in a perfect world you would prefer just having that shot blocker, big man presence out there, or is it not really a preference for you?
With where our team is right now, we haven't had the luxury of thinking about what our team looks like, without Yves on the floor, because we haven't had the guys to be able to put on the floor. We started training camp one way, but with all of the injuries, it's been really just focusing on trying to take a game at a time, looking at what groups we can put on the floor and try to attack each and every game. So eventually we may get to that point, but right now, not at the top of mind.
Willie, outside of that first game, was last game against the Hawks more of what we should basically expect from this team, right? You had 26 fast break points, got up, 42 threes. That's the style you want to play.
That's the style we want to play. That was huge carryover. And it doesn't feel like it, doesn't look like it, but it started in New York. Like in New York, we played faster, couldn't buy a shot, couldn't buy a bucket. First quarter, second quarter gets better, third quarter gets better, fourth quarter. carryover going into Atlanta, 42 threes, 26 fast break points, 27 second chance points. Now it's sustaining all of that over 4 quarters and putting a full game together.
The next game is the Suns coming in here without Kevin Durant. How does he change what you prepare for with the Suns?
They're still a good team. So our mindset is trying to take some of their easy baskets away. We know Devin Booker historically has come in this building and played well, so we got to be aggressive with him and then just playing to our identity.
When it's a game like New York when you don't really play well and there's a quick turnaround, do you allow yourself in a moment like this to revisit a game like that and say like, hey, here's what kind of went wrong in this game, or do you feel the need to address a game like that, or is it, just kind of behind you at this point?
When we were in New York?
Yeah, just kind of saying like, after you play a game like that and then you quickly turn around and play in Atlanta, do you go back to that New York game once you have a little time?
Yeah, for sure. I just don't think that we're in a position as a team. We've won enough as a team that we could just flush games. We got to look at each and every game and address it. This is what we did, try to find some good in it and address our improvements and then move forward to the next game.
It seemed like the way that people described Yves, like before the draft, before obviously you guys drafted him as a guy that was going to take some time offensively. But, I mean, for him to even have like double-digit scoring games, I think people opened a lot of people's eyes, but now he's had like 20-point games and stuff like that. What do you attribute that to? Is it just like the experience that he's getting on the court, of guys knowing where he's going to be, like what spots to be in, stuff like that?
He's a sponge. He's been a sponge since he's gotten here. He's soaking it all up. He's a quick learner, and he competes. I told him that today. I said the one thing he's doing, no matter what time score situation is, he's stepping on the floor. He's competing at a high level. He's outworking, out-competing. And when you play with that type of energy, good things happen for you on the floor. So super proud of what Yves is doing. Huge bright spot for us. And we look forward to him continuing along those lines.
Has his growth been even more quick than you thought it would be?
Yeah, it is. To be honest, he's grown faster than I thought he would. But it just goes to show you that these young guys are capable, man. They're extremely talented. He's high IQ, intelligent young man. He comes in every day and he's about his business. And it's really good to see him get on the floor and take advantage of this opportunity.
How much are you looking forward to Herb and Yves out there together and the impact they can have defensively?
I'm looking forward to it. Herb, Yves, Dejounte, getting that group on the floor, getting those guys, mixing it up defensively, seeing some things that we can do. I'm excited about it.